I'm not introducing your channel.
I know.
Don't you wait for me to do all the hard
I'm
work.
allowed to have a moment to compose myself. Diva! Hi, my name is Ollie Bliss and this is my channel, Book Draw, and for those who don't know, I like looking at queer fiction and occasionally I do drawings about it, but today we are doing a queer quarterly and I am with the wonderful and delightful Simon Savidge of Savidge Reads.
I owe a tenner for that.
Did you like that
All
one?
I did was make you breakfast. I got such a lovely response. Yeah, thanks very much. Yeah.
Do you want to say a little bit about you, or are you over saying that
It's
now?
my new thing of just saying hi.
Yeah.
And then
This is
saying,
him.
I have a channel on YouTube called Savidge Reads where I talk about books.
And he does it very well.
As to you, Ollie.
Oh,
as to
thank you so
And you
much.
do some arty-farty stuff too.
I do some arty-farty stuff, which leads in quite nicely to what we're going to be discussing and taking a look at.
You'll have seen it over on my channel, or if you haven't, go over and check it out. We're talking about our first queer quarterly book title, which is My Brother's Husband by Gengoroh Tagame. And on this channel, Ollie's channel, we're talking about art and stuff.
We are talking about art and stuff.
That sort of the book made us think about because Ollie laughed at me.
Well, okay, so...
I'm not a great one for art. I don't like... My granddad was an artist.
Right.
And I do like art, but I'm very...
Do they need a
my
little-
granddad's give
Give him a level.
Ooh.
That
There we
is
go.
a Savage original.
It is David Hockney original. And yeah, so I find art interesting, and I don't love it in books, but it's different obviously because this book is an art form.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I didn't like some of the art.
So, well, yeah, we should take a look at that, why that is.
Well, overall I did love the art.
Okay.
I really enjoyed it, and I enjoyed reading manga for the first time, and I'm definitely going to read more, and I'm certainly going to read more of Gengoroh's books, because some of them are a little bit source-tastic.
So, can I just establish, have you seen any anime before, or have you seen any, have you read any manga?
I've seen clips. No, this is my first manga.
First manga.
I can't say that again, Ollie.
I know,
I've
but
said it
like,
4
in
times
terms
now.
of anime, alright.
I am joking.
You're on my channel now.
Yeah, sorry. Subservient. No, Ollie, I've never read
Thank
any
you.
manga before, and I've
but
only seen
anime.
tiny little bits of anime. Does Pokemon count as anime?
Yes.
Oh, good. I've
Yeah,
seen
then.
Pokemon.
Have you seen any of, like,
That's
Spirited Away? Oh, okay. No House Castle, nothing like that. Studio Ghibli?
No,
No.
I'll leave.
Okay, right. Yeah, thank you.
So basically, no, I've not really watched very much anime, and I've not read any manga until this.
Cool.
I did borrow a Death Note from the library, but I didn't end
Did
up reading
you?
it.
Okay, that's kind of a cool one to choose.
Have you seen the Netflix adaptation?
I have, yeah.
Is it good?
I enjoyed it, yeah.
Sorry,
I
we've
enjoyed
gone
it
off on a right
Death
tangent
Note as
already.
well. Yeah, don't care about anything queer. It's actually just about
Just
anime
about
now. Like, I got into Fake, which was like a 90s base
Is
crime.
it queer or not?
It's queer, yeah,
Oh.
queer mystery. So it's actually a crime mysteries, which you kind of dig. So as a kid, you would have probably been well up your street.
Or even now.
And even now, yeah. Well, it feels probably a bit dated. And the story, in terms of you wanting the story to progress and open up, it definitely doesn't do that. It's kind of Gatling gun approach of this is happening, it's the end. Oh, maybe there was a kiss or a hug and someone got embarrassed and was looking a bit shy, but like it is that kind of fast pace.
Okay.
Whereas this has a lot more room to breathe in comparison to those. I mean, this is probably the equivalent of 2, maybe 3 of those individual books.
Well, I think this was 3
Oh,
two
is it?
volumes
Okay,
combined into
together.
volume 1.
Right, okay, cool. That makes more sense. But so I would like us to just kind of go through some of the bits which I really appreciated and enjoyed and see...
I bet I know which bits those were. There's quite a lot of bath
I
time
don't
in
think
this
it's
book.
actually... I think you're going to find the bits which I appreciated and enjoyed quite dull in comparison to the
Wow,
others you did.
let's all watch on. For all his dull bits.
Thanks.
You're the one who said it.
Shall we... Well, because let's start with this one.
Oh.
But so Kana has just found out what tempura sushi is, and she wasn't initially thrilled by the idea, and neither was the father. But she comes around to the idea quite quickly, whereas Yoichi is mulling it over in his mind.
And then comparing it to homosexuality, which I found an interesting comparison.
Like, homosexuality, tempura sushi.
But I
they're
don't
so similar.
understand why he's not been drawn properly in this picture and he's in a few boxes.
So this is creating mood because
Well, he's contemplating.
he is
isn't
contemplating, and the fact that it's got an inverted background, which is black, is to kind of demonstrate a bleak and introverted idea in his mind. So it's giving all the attention in terms of his feeling and expression, and he's tensed up and he's holding his hands, and also the fact that you can't fully see his face. That's a very classic kind of manga / anime bit where if you don't see the eyes and they've got a sullen face, you know they're sad.
But you see, this is because I've never
I've
read it before.
so you've got no context
No.
to like. So just as an image, you kind of go,
Well, as an image, I'm just like, it's a bit boring.
it's a bit dull.
Yeah.
Whereas for me, this is a really intense, emotive image. I find this quite exciting and quite sexy.
Really?
Well, it's just very manly, but and also trapped in
I
thought.
don't personally see that as sexy at all, but there we go. I like to be able to see a man's face to find him sexy, and I can't. He's got no features.
His arms, he's got 4 arms going on.
It's not all about the arms, Ollie.
Maybe not for you.
But no, I get the context
Yeah.
now that you've said it, but still I'm like, nah.
Don't care. Don't, not into it. But yeah, that's. I think the nice thing about manga is something you can take in a first initial reading, but depending on your level of interest or background to just enjoying drawing,
Yeah.
you either look over it and not care, or you'll kind of want to study it and appreciate it a little bit more. And that's why I quite like manga in general.
So you looked at it and studied it a bit more. I looked at it and didn't care and moved on to chapter 3.
Straight away. Went straight into the memories.
Well, no, I got the fact that he was like thinking about and contemplative, but I just thought,
What else?
I don't know, it was just. And what's interesting, it was it was things like that that made me suddenly realise that it was mono,
Yeah.
and the rest of it I didn't. No, because
What did you think it was all in colour?
Well, no, but in my head it is in colour.
Right,
It's
okay.
really weird, and I don't know whether that's to do with the cover or whether that's to. Oh, he's laughing at me.
No, I'm not
He's
laughing at you.
This is why we never go to an art gallery together.
I think it's fascinating. No, I think I see what you mean. Like, you do kind of visualise it as almost like a film.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's nice. Moving on.
What's this picture now? You've not chosen the best pictures at all.
See, exactly. We're going to some of your pictures
Either
too.
some bouncing into some circles or a lamppost.
The choice is yours. Well, I think equally they hold something interesting. You're just like, what?
Well, the lamppost is all about surveillance or something, isn't it? It's got a camera on it.
Yeah, well, because he's...
But you're not thinking about it, you're thinking about the
This one, the
circles.
I'm thinking about him reflecting back on his past with his brother and the beautiful memory, and how in an expression in his eyes, for me, it captured it quite well.
I like that picture.
Yeah.
I don't like that picture.
You like that? Is that because
I'm
you can't
not
see
sure
their
about
faces?
the...
Have you seen The Orphanage?
Yes, years ago.
And when they had none of the kids have faces, and they're playing a game and they run up behind.
I've seen
her.
the new Ariana Grande video where she takes her face off.
I've
There's
not
no
seen
face
that.
underneath.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Anyway, sorry.
Either or.
Tangent.
Yeah, that doesn't mean.
I didn't think there was. What was interesting was I didn't think there were that many flashbacks in this book, and I thought there could have been more, but that's probably
Yeah.
for volume 2.
Yeah, and 3 and 4 and 5.
100.
Yeah, you might be staying for a little while. We don't know, but just the simplicity of the line in terms of it being lighter and smaller brings out this kind of wispy idea of it being an ethereal memory,
Yeah.
instead of hard, solid line.
Yeah.
And I thought it's incredibly simple the way in which it's actually done, but it translates as an image, as an idea, really quickly and explicitly.
I agree.
Hooray!
I don't like it, but
You
I
don't
agree.
like it, yeah, you can see that. But that's
No, because
why
I got the
love
connotation of it. It just, for me, it was a bit... It's almost a bit too... Not wishy-washy, what do I want to say? It's almost a bit too vague.
Yeah, and that's bad.
Yeah.
Too open-ended.
As we've discussed many times, I like a bit of context.
Yeah. But because that, I guess it's actually the lack of context and the lack of dialogue that gives you the ability to input your own.
Yeah.
Like,
And I like those spaces, like in fiction, I love it where you're left with an idea of something that you have to make the description in your own head, because invariably your brain, we were talking about that with the book When I Hit You, where it's not explicitly done, it's all about coercive control and the bits. She's not too descriptive, so you fill in those bits yourself, and actually that can be a lot worse. So I get why people do it.
Yeah, but just in terms of as a simple image by itself, not for you.
No, it's not my kind of thing.
Not your bag.
No.
Do you want me to find one of your bags?
No, because you've got other bits that you're not explaining what they are. Why have they got?
You want to get into this? I think this might be the. Oh yeah.
Oh, here we go, you dirty pig. Because this is a saucy picture, and this is also quite interesting in the fact that this is what he's renowned for. So this is what the author Tagame is. He's actually renowned for erotic art and erotic manga.
And giving a sense of drama and release.
Yeah.
Which I think is very evocative in the scene, but without being explicit or too much.
It's interesting, because in the other video I was saying that this is a book that I think could be given to all ages. I know that it's quite an explicit image for all ages, but actually it's not pornographic.
No, but
I'm okay. Other books certainly are, from what I've looked up on Google.
Definitely. We won't add those images, but we'll just give them all they need to do is type in his name.
Google Tagame.
Then you'll see it all.
Yeah.
But for me, this is like the least interesting part of the story.
Oh yeah. Like I think it's partly titillating, and I get that, but also I think it's reminding you that these are two men.
Yeah.
And there's quite a few scenes with Yaichi where he's in the bath and he's vulnerable, but he's still. And I think there's that thing about when you are naked, you're at your basest, and I get that, and that's what that context is doing. It's not doing it just because like, oh look, there's a bottom on page 156. But I think at the same time, it's got what's very clever about the whole book is that there's so many layers within it, and I think this is that thing. It's also to remind you, this is about a man who is in love with, or who fell in love with a man, and it's all about masculinity, which I also thought was interesting, because really there's this question about, they always say, I can't stop doing that, but a lot of people can say that gay men are very effeminate, and this is kind of almost going against that assumption and against that image.
Absolutely. And because what I particularly like about this, I suppose, as an image, is it is that reminder, and it's not being overly PC or too safe, just to keep this as kind of openly friendly as possible, because other books, I think, do that in terms of they play to an audience just to make sure we don't offend anyone or do anything, but there is an ultimate reminder. If you are gay, or if you are someone who's in same-sex relationships, you are interested in having sex with those a person of.
But also, on the same vein, I think it does something really interesting about he's so masculine, and like stereotypically, if you saw him, you might be slightly scared of him. But actually, throughout the whole book, Mike is very vulnerable. Definitely. He's grieving. He's got this gorgeous relationship that builds with Kana, and I think it's all about breaking all those stereotypes, and that's what's so clever about the whole book.
Yeah, definitely, absolutely.
See, we agree on that.
Yeah, totally.
And it's very well drawn.
It is very well drawn. But
speaking of it, this is now vulnerable in the bathtub.
Yeah. So this, I think, is just absolutely spectacular. Single image.
You see, I get all the black background in this one, which I didn't in the other one. But I did in the other one, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And I think, but this is kind of highlighting. It's focused. It's using the black background to focus in on the emotion in the bath and in that whole position.
His thoughts inside it. Yeah. So
the rest of the bathroom would detract from that.
It would totally, and it's unnecessary. It's beautifully edited back to something that's really simple but very universal in terms of him holding himself in a fetal position and reflecting and thinking, this would be a horrible thing. Like, what a striking image I think that is. But also it does remind me of, I don't know if you know David Hockney's.
Yeah, a little bit, I see what I mean.
In terms of because there is no need for the water to have any sense of foam. It could be completely clear and transparent, but it's interesting that there is a movement on the water, which I think also suggests.
Well, also it's fractured.
Yes.
The water is fractured by I think it's meant to be a bubble bath, isn't it, of some sort?
Yeah.
The remnants. But also, I think it's about he's looking inward, and I get all of that.
You got.
See, I got that one. I got the whole book.
Yeah.
There's just certain bits that it's not that I didn't get them. They just didn't appeal to me as much.
But yeah, in terms of, because why should you have to? I mean, when you're watching a movie, you just, I mean, cinematography can be beautiful and it illustrates points really super quick in terms of that instant, but it might be just an extended scene or a look in the eye gaze, and that's enough to tell you all sorts. And I think this does that in the same way, but it's not intended for you there to go spend 5 minutes go, God, isn't that a nice picture?
But
we did, yeah.
But that's what I think is great, because there's a lot of imagery throughout the whole book, which there should be because it is manga, that is very, it really sort of stays with you. Or there are certain bits that I'll remember, not just the titillating bits, obviously, but I just mean that there's certain moments, like there's certain bits where Mike and Kana are hugging, or there's certain bits, and there's the whole thing around the fact that you can't hug in Japanese culture. It's not necessarily something that they do. So there's all those elements. I think it's really, really well done. I really like. It's my first try of manga. I'm definitely going to read more, not just by him. Although I do want to go and see what some of his other stuff is, just because I find it interesting. And I think that whole subject around sort of more erotic art is quite a whole. It's a whole different thing to talk about. But I think it's quite interesting, and also the fact that he's one of the first openly gay manga artists, and there has been other gay manga, but he's one of the first openly gay artists. I think is really, really interesting. And the fact that he's gone from doing these erotic things to something so different and so focused on family and so focused on that element really more than anything, I definitely want to find out more.
But also really important kind of current issues and ways of creating a dialogue and thinking about messaging and educating people in a way which is totally open and isn't patronising at all. I think we've probably rabbited on more than we
We'll have to have taken out so much that I think it's probably not as long as you think it is.
Yeah, that's true. So when will we next see each other?
We will next have videos going out in August, when over on my channel we'll be having a discussion about something that's literary and a bit queer. I really like that as a phrase. I'm going to be using that a lot. And also on this channel, your channel, we shall be talking about the book, which I've now not got with me, which is over there, which is Nightwood by Joanna Barnes. Now was gone. This is the next quarter's book. It's Nightwood by Joanna Barnes.
Lovely.
There we go.
Thank you.
And yeah, so we'll be discussing that here.
Yep.
And then anything that this brings up
actually,
as a theme.
it won't be here.
Oh no, it won't be here. We'll be at Ollie's house. I've been dragged to Manchester.
Forced.
In the back of a van.
Gagged and bound.
Anyway. So yeah, we'll be back then.
Yeah, see you then.
Bye.
Hi, my name's Ollie Bliss.
Oh, it's ready.
Oh, no. Oh. I'm ready, I'm on. Wasn't that in the power? I like it. Hi, my name's Ollie Bliss. So we are going to be exploring My Brother's Husband by Gengoroh Tagame. No.
Tagame.
Tagame. My Brother's Husband by Gengoroh Tagame, we reckon, roughly. So, yeah, very low previous experience in the style. Not low, okay. Minimal, should we say? Does that make you feel better? I'm sorry.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Let fix and chill.
Sorry.
In this scene, Kana has just discussed the idea of... Kana is the daughter.
Oh, sorry.
I should think so, true.
I don't know if I should be looking at the camera or not.
Well, no, because at this stage I'll probably just have it over the top and then they can have a good gorp. You are going to be in the video. And now I'm going to just focus on your face.
I'm going to wistfully look out the window at the rain. Next month's book. I'm going to try and do it so you can see it. Which is Nightwood.
Not next month, next week.
Yeah.
Come on. That's how it's done.